If you have children in your life, you know they start having big dreams at a young age. Well, 15-year-old Zavi is no different, but he ran into some obstacles when it came to achieving his dream of making it to the big leagues in baseball. He had to have his leg amputated when he was a baby, but that has not stopped him one bit. Zavi is joining us now along with his mom, Alicia, and Jessica Duchesne from Shriners Children's to talk more about his journey and his MLB goals. So welcome to all of you. Great to have you here.
Yes,
Thank you for having us.
So Zavi, I want to start with you. Can you talk a little bit more about what happened to you when you were a baby?
So to go in depth on that, when I was 8 months old, I got my first amputation. And when I was 12 months old, I got my first prosthetic. And my journey with Shriners has just been never ending since that.
Yeah. So you've been living with this your entire life.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you found, what have the challenges been?
So the challenges have been, obviously, people look at me different because of my leg. I obviously can tell I'm different, but like I had learned at a young age that I have to just overcome that and like just do what I do and not make anybody see me different.
That's right. And so as his mom, Alicia, that must have been, difficult news to hear. So how did you deal with that, and how did Shriners come into play?
I found out he was missing his fibula when I found out I was having a boy the exact same day. Oh. So when he was born, he went into the NICU for another complication, and it was there when they told me about Shriners. And when he was released out of the NICU, we went for a consultation, and we've been part of the Shriners family ever since. Like he said, he received his Symes amputation at 8 months old, his first prosthetic at 12 months old, and Shriners has made it an easy process. They've made it full of love. And they care for us so much. Yeah. It's been a blessing.
Yeah. Well, Jessica, tell me a little bit more about Shriners and, how you help families like this one.
Absolutely. At Shriners Children's, we've built a legacy of pediatric excellence. More than 200 certified professionals nationwide are creating these life-changing devices. Nearly 60,000 last year alone. It's more than just making a brace or a limb. It's about building a future, turning limitations into possibilities, and that's what we do best.
Yeah, and it's because of the prosthetic that you're able to play baseball.
Yes,
when did you discover your love of baseball?
At a young age. I was 4 when I had first started playing, and that was like, I found out that was my sport. Yeah. I just loved it ever since.
Yeah, and so I know you have big. Well, let's start with what position do you play? So you're a rising sophomore,
yes,
right? Okay, so what position do you play?
I play second base.
Second base. Yes, okay, and what are your dreams? What are your plans moving forward?
I plan to be the first player in the MLB with a prosthetic. Wow. That's my goal.
Well, I think you're going to hit that goal.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what is it like? Do you have to practice extra hard compared to the other kids? Are there different things that you have to do that they don't?
So I definitely have a different play style, given that my leg doesn't set me back, but it gives me like a different range of motion. Right. So I have to work on that. And say with my swing, I have a different type of swing than everybody else because I have to do stuff to gain power. In the field, I just move the same as everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as his mom, what's it like, when you see him playing out there on the field?
Oh my gosh. You see some parents that might complain, maybe their kids aren't getting playtime or whatever, but I'm that mom that is just happy to see my son play. Right. And I live for those moments. I think I get more excited for his games than he does. Yeah. Because I'm just like up and ready to go. But it means the world to me, yes.
Yeah. Well, how have the coaches responded? Because this is probably something that many of them have never had to deal with. Yeah. So what have they been like?
They've been awesome. All of them that I've had have been awesome to me. They've treated me like any other kid. They just knew that I might have a little pain after games, so I might have to sit a little bit, but they know I push through it.
Yeah. Wow. I know. And to see him push through that pain is probably difficult.
Oh, yeah. I can always tell when he's hurting, so I might just look over and be like, okay, and he'll be like, yeah. And even when he's not, he still just wants to play, so he just keeps going.
Yeah. Are there different prosthetics, I'm assuming, when you play a sport?
So right? Yeah, I have this one. This is my sport leg, and then I also have a water leg for saying going in the pool and stuff like that.
Wow.
And it has a blade. They actually just made this one specially for me. It has this carbon ball, and it's gonna like help the pressure whenever I step down, so I can like last longer during tournaments, rather than the pain like getting to me early on.
That's amazing. And I know you're an ambassador for Shriners. So what does that mean to you? What are the kinds of things that you do?
So I go around and tell like many people my story. I go to Shriners events that they invite me to. I tell many people my story, and I touch people a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you know, what is it like at Shriners to have someone like Zavi, you know, talk to other kids?
Zavi just epitomizes our mission. Hope and healing comes together, and this young man is the poster child for that. These customized orthotics and prosthetics, they are changing lives, helping children realize their goals, regardless if they're as big as Zavi's or as small as running, jumping, playing, or just simply expressing themselves.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. Well, you are inspiring so many
ma'am.
people
Thank you.
out there. So thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for Shriners as well. Thank you for
so
coming on.
much, Janelle.
And you can learn more about Shriners Children's at shrinerschildren's.org.